Hi, my name's Charlie Reilly and I'm the director at the Reilly Enterprise. Today I want to talk to you about our latest community project for 2014. So first of all, you might be asking, who am I? Primarily, I'm a mother to 3 beautiful children and a wife to John. John and I have been together for 15 years. John is both my hero, my inspiration and my main supporter in everything that I do. After my family, I am a final year student, a businesswoman, a social entrepreneur, a carer for our disabled son, a prolific fundraiser and a writer, to name just a few of my many roles. My community project is very close to my heart. I have what is classed as a number of physical and mental disabilities myself. My son has a mental health condition which gives him traits of autistic spectrum disorder, Asperger's and dyspraxia, which affect his everyday life and his schooling. On our journey through diagnosis, I've met many children and young people like Ryan who, unsupported, struggle to find a purpose in life, but who are incredibly intelligent or show traits of amazing ingenuity, but who do not fit into a standardised education system, are not always entitled to, or there are not enough resources for special education, and so remain stagnant or get lost in whichever fantasy or escapism is easiest. Our middle child was diagnosed with gender dysphoria at 5 years old. Joe has a pink body and a blue brain. Joe's peers have so far been very supportive, but she's experienced discrimination from a small minority of their parents. The children in our community deserve to be understood. As someone who lived with constant anxiety as a teenager and as a result escaped into substance abuse and fantasy of suicide, I feel strongly that I do not wish my children to ever feel like this, to ever be so alone, isolated or desperate, to ever watch a friend die as they have nobody to support them. And so I will echo the words on the screen. Due to so many negative factors in my life, I chose to hunt for the positive. I refused to allow negativity to influence me, and as a result, I wish to influence others, especially young people who need positive role models. I believe strongly in karma and the philosophy that to pay it forward will in turn return positivity to my family and I. Valuable life skills can be learnt by following this philosophy, and a sense of community responsibility can increase dramatically in those who foster these beliefs. This is our existing business structure. Our Kids Party mascots provide character entertainment at parties and events both locally and nationally. We currently have 29 subcontracted entertainers working in this area. We have our sweet carts and an event addressing and prop business. We have a very popular Father Christmas project, and we also work as agents for various children entertainers, including balloon modellers, DJs, face painters and bouncy castle suppliers. Lastly, we have our community project, which will become the hub of our training, coaching and experience. All of our projects fall into the category of a social enterprise, as they all benefit our local community. In the UK, unemployment in the under-24s is increasingly high. I argue that it is a lack of life and work-based skills which is a factor here, and this is where one of our main projects will focus. Our Young Adults Work Experience programme will help to increase the employability skills of local 13 to 24-year-olds. By training them as entertainers and event dressers, by encouraging them to attend workshops to highlight personal development skills, and by offering the youth both paid and voluntary work experience in both areas. We can achieve this by continuing the community and charity work we're already involved in, but by upping our game, so to speak, and asking other local organisations and businesses to support us. This could be by spreading the word, funding a project, or offering their expertise on a voluntary basis. Working as a community team on behalf of our young people. Disabled people want to work. UK figures show that more than 1 in 3 of disabled people who are not in work would like to work. I argue that discrimination, fear, and a lack of usable and transferable skills is often a barrier to employment. We aim to offer specific support for both young disabled people seeking work and employers who may not understand how to harness the individual skills of such applicants. One of our community projects is called Square Pegs Don't Go in Round Holes. The Equality Act 2010 provides protection from discrimination and makes discrimination unlawful. But for a young person with, for example, an issue with anxiety, even making it to the interview stage for a job may be too much to cope with. Therefore, they are discriminated against before they even start. This is the reason I've produced this video instead of standing up in front of you, the crowd, to get my point across. I love presentations, but some people need adaptations to allow them to interact in a way that would be considered normal. What in the world could ever be so boring as everybody following somebody else's definition of normal? Our project aims to help youths to understand themselves, as suicide, isolation and poverty ranges highly on youths that do not understand the world around them. I'm going to concentrate on the statistics involving suicide. 4,600 youths committed suicide in 2012. 157,000 youths received medical attention for self-inflicted injuries, and 81% of those youths that died were male. I do not need to imagine what has gone through the minds of these young people, as I have been there myself. A feeling of uselessness, inadequacy, rejection, of being different from everybody else around you and nobody understanding what you are going through. Our Square Pegs Don't Go in Round Holes project aims to embrace these differences and support youths to have a positive mental attitude to life, increasing their chances of permanent employment or further education, increasing their self-confidence and their sense of community responsibility. We want to help them work out their strengths and weaknesses and give them the tools to address these to gain clarity and focus of what they want to do going into adult life. We have had some initial trial workshops. They included set hours for such tasks as crafting conversation, healthy eating, meditation and communication skills. We'd like to set off with about 10 weekly workshops from June 2014. These workshops will be incorporating other specialists that may wish to volunteer their time. There are many people who benefit from our project. Young people in our community, the young disabled people in our community, young people that may be looking for acceptance of themselves and they can't find it elsewhere, our own children, local charities and other fundraisers, national charities, local schools and colleges, which we've begun to have a very good relationship with, the local NHS system. This year we are a corporate sponsor for the Rowans Hospice, and so we'll offer a particular amount of support for them, and we're already in talks with our corporate sponsorship for the Rainbow Centre for next year. Just to give you an idea of the level that we're already supporting people, just in February of 2014, our young volunteers have already helped out at several events for Jack Robinson. Jack has a terminal brain tumour. He's only 4 years old. We have helped his family raise nearly £10,000. We've also helped to give him a mid-year Christmas and an early birthday. We dressed the Alicia Pannell Fund Valentine's Ball, which raised over £1,000. We have attended several events for Lucy's Last Wish. Lucy's Last Wish has raised over £6,000 towards sending her family to Disneyland. Sadly, Lucy passed away last week, but the fundraising is continuing in her memory. Our team attended the Princess and Superhero Ball, raising funds for the Phoebe Craig and the Pian Brown unit at Southampton. The event raised over £1,000. Phoebe is having a bone marrow transplant this week. So what am I asking for? Funders. We're looking for financial support and volunteers from the community, local businesses and larger organisations so that we can continue to develop our work experience programmes and our square pegs don't go in round holes training. We hope to be able to secure premises in the near future to expand our circumstances. Any donations can be forwarded to our community fund account. Details are available upon request. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me. Please check out our website for further details.